Hello everyone and welcome to another class. I hope you brought everything you needed for this new class. For this class you had to bring pen and paper, your computer, and remember, you had to bring the excerpt of the book. Talent is overrated. What about you? Did you bring it? Awesome. So I have a few questions for you today. You, Jimmy, do you think talent is something you're born with? Do you think it's possible to be born good at something? Let's see some examples. For example, here we have a picture of Amadeus Mozart, famous musician. Also, Tiger Woods. He was a really famous golf player. Do you think he was born with that talent? Or is something he got better and better throughout the years? Also, Michael Jordan. Wow, the best in the NBA. What do you think? Do you think Michael Jordan was born playing like that? Michael Jackson with his moonwalk. What do you think? Do you think Michael Jackson was born with that talent? Or is something he got through practice? Okay, so what do you think? What do you think about all these people? This talent that they had is something that they were born with? Or is something they developed throughout the years? What's your opinion? Personally, having read the book Talent is Overrated, I think that some people can be born with certain capabilities that can present an advantage um, in front of other people. But I don't think that advantage that you're born with is gonna make a huge difference if you don't practice hard enough. So I think talent is really something that you make, is something that you produce when you practice a lot. And this book is gonna help us explain that. So now students, I will show you all a video um, that is going to explain a little bit more about this book and what is it about, okay? Okay, now that we have just watched the video, I want you to read the excerpt you brought to class, okay? So after reading this, I want you to apply two different reading techniques. First, you're going to apply the extensive reading technique. You're going to read it once, and then for the second time, you're going to apply the intensive technique, okay? So I want you to take out of this excerpt that you brought to class the main ideas, and I want you to write down these ideas in a piece of paper. I want you to make a drawing of a brain in your paper, and then you're going to write down these main ideas inside this brain, as if your brain is storming from the excerpt you brought to class, okay? So for this activity, you're going to have about going to give you 7 minutes, okay? So we'll start. Okay, someone have questions about the activity? You? Yes, I will explain you how to do it. Okay, now I want you to write down a summary answering the following questions. Do you think talent is something you're born with, or it is something that you develop throughout the years? I want you to answer that question, okay? Write it down in a piece of paper. Now I want you to read again the summary that you wrote, and I want you to check for grammar and spelling errors. And if you find any, please correct it. For this, you're going to have 5 minutes. You finished? Awesome. I want you to gather now in groups of three, okay? Gather in groups of three people, and you're going to bring the drawing you had about the brain with all the ideas that you took from the book, from the excerpt that you brought to the class, and you're going to share it with your classmates, okay? If your classmates have a different idea that he took from the excerpt and he had drawn it in the brain, um, I want you to write it down in your own brain, okay? So I want you to share those ideas. It's like a brainstorming of the drawings of the brain that you had previously. For this activity, you're going to have 5 minutes. Okay, students, so finish. You can go back to your seats. Now, what I want you to do is that when you go home, I want you to find 2 real-life stories, okay? 2 real-life stories that prove or disapprove the idea that you had previously. If you think, no, talent is something that I'm born with, okay, I want you to prove that with 2 real-life stories. If you cannot find proof, then you're going to find proof of the other idea that talent is something that you develop. So please bring 2 real-life stories of someone that maybe was born without talent and then throughout practice and hard work, he managed to get really good at something. So that's going to be the assessment, and I want you to write that down in a piece of paper and explain if this supports the idea of like talent is something that you're born with or is something you develop through practice. So thank you for the class, and I hope to see you next time.